Ryan Trahan is considered the best storyteller on YouTube, but it's not for the reason you think. I've edited videos with over 1 billion views and discovered 5 secrets Ryan uses in every video that you can steal to make your audience addicted to your editing. And one of them is so unique it even surprised me, starting with number 1.
Going on this adventure of staying in every single room on the most expensive cruise ship would be ridiculous. But it might just make Haley think I'm the best husband ever.
Good YouTube videos have A plots, but great YouTube videos have A plots and B plots. The focus of this video is exploring the cruise ship, but he's adding in these mini storylines underneath the main one to open as many curiosity gaps as possible. He's relying on the fact that you're going to be interested in at least one of them. But here's the danger of using this technique. Too many side stories can make your video messy and confusing to the audience. And the number 1 cause of retention loss is audience confusion. By the way, I'm giving away the viral editing secrets behind my 1 billion view edits for free. These are the exact techniques I use to earn 3 times more money as an editor, and over 2,500 editors have downloaded them too. The link's in the description, it's free. Come on.
Whoa.
Loved it. What was that? That's the highest production value I've ever seen in a Ryan video. He's always doing purposefully minimalist, cartoonish, janky looking, but on purpose so that he's more relatable to the audience. But this one, we're talking straight up 3D modeling architecture. I kind of like the contrast between high production and low production value on the same screen.
This is a nice room. I'm gonna jump on that bed.
This is the beauty of editing. It wouldn't be funny if he jumped on the bed, cut, and he's immediately starting to talk. Not funny. But the fact that he's just sitting there with a straight face, that was freaking hilarious.
Most people go on a cruise not for the room that you sleep in, but for what you can do outside of the room. Each one that I booked comes with different perks.
Aha. This overview is so brilliant. It makes everything clear. These are the things that we need to unlock, and in order to unlock them, we need to keep watching. Some editors, they get so deep into the psychology thing that they're just like, we need to blur everything and never show it, because if we show them, then it's spoiled and they're not going to want to watch. No, give them a taste. We only get to see one shot, but that's enough for us to want to go, there's a slide in that room? I want to see that room. Audiences like a little journey. They like to be teased. Oh, you made it freaky, not me.
And obviously this one has the least because it's the most affordable one.
That little line right there just did everything. It's such an interesting difference between how Ryan says this versus, say, Mr. Beast. With Mr. Beast, obviously he'd be yelling it, before we get to the $1 billion bro, we're gonna start with the $1. But with Ryan, his is a bit more relatable, human, and approachable. This kind of gives you a break from the chaotic, hypey, I just killed my brother for $1 billion. Next challenge. Did you notice something about the music and the timing of it in that scene? When I watch a lot of beginners edit, they typically start the next track at the moment the cut happens. Whereas with Ryan, the music starts a little bit before. By kicking in the music a little bit early, it almost feels like you're about to miss out on something. That's what Ryan's editing counts on. If you could just stay just a little bit longer.
This buffet is complimentary for literally every guest on this entire show.
You hear that? You hear it, right? They're muffling the music. I'm telling you guys, if you are not muffling the music in your videos, you're missing out, man. It just makes it feel like you're getting some insider knowledge. Whatever they're saying, it just feels 10 times more important. And it also reduces cognitive load. Let's say your edit is, how long is this? 28 minutes long. If you did 28 minutes of non-stop music, the viewer is going to die. You need to break it up with either some silence, or if you tried silence and too much of it is making the pacing feel off and it feels like slow and fast at the wrong moments, then that is the perfect time to muffle the music. Even if you're switching genres every so often, the brain can only take so much before it starts to zone out certain things. And once it zones out a little bit of dialogue and a little bit of the visual, all it takes is for you to miss one curiosity gap. Because remember, these curiosity gaps are opened for a reason. The reason they're put in the video is to keep you watching. So if you zone out in the middle of a curiosity gap, you missed the hook. You don't want that. So muffling the music allows the focus to be shifted from the music while keeping the music onto other things.
It is time to go to our next room on the cruise ship, and on my way to it, I stumbled across something weird. What room is that?
Ooh, Ryan's getting into his cinematics. Look at that depth of field. This is clearly a cinematic camera, but he still exported the YouTube video in 1080p. So high production value, low production value. It's that balance that keeps Ryan feeling like Ryan. But what I also like is that these few shots have no music. The lack of music is what makes the music stand out when he finally shows the reveal of the door.
Whatever. All I care about right now is my next room, which is up one floor, down the hall, and right behind this door. Whoa.
See, and now, as soon as this animation started, I heard that music. And I was like, wait a minute, that's the same music from when he introduced the other room. What is that called? A leitmotif. And Ryan abuses leitmotifs in the best way possible. In almost every video, he is going to have leitmotifs, which is basically a recurring sound or piece of music that connects to an idea or a thing, like dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh, Incredibles. And you know what's even crazier about that? After my first Ryan breakdown dropped, editors started messaging me, this is exactly what I've been trying to figure out for years. And now they're inside the Elite Editor Academy, landing real clients. Some even doubled their rates in a few weeks. If you're still editing for cheap, this is where that changes. Links in the description.
This is quite the upgrade. This room has a lot of the same features as
I cannot with Ryan, bro. Oh, dude, this is killing me. The first time the music stopped and he stopped talking. This time we got like this nice little soothing elevator gamey music and he keeps talking like nothing ever happened. When you do a joke like this, in order for it to not get tired, you gotta mix it up with the editing. The editing needs to give it a fresh angle. Just one little tweak that's a bit different than the last time.
It took me the entire dinner to look out the window and realize that there's a track circling this entire ship.
You know, another thing I love about like Ryan's storytelling is that he actually gets shots of the things he's talking about. And I know you're thinking like, oh, well, every YouTuber does that. No, they don't. Clients get overwhelmed. They have so much going on. Sometimes they're gonna forget a shot or two. That's why they brought you on the team. You have to alleviate that load by filling in the gaps that they lack. So if you simply remind them, now when they're filming, they're gonna be conscious of it.
First time running on a boat. Look at this.
I love that. We finally get like this beautiful sound of the water by letting the music play out along with the sounds of the ocean. I just felt so relaxed. When you're doing an edit, you want your peaceful moments to hit just as hard as your suspenseful moments. That's one of the biggest problems I see is that editors do not know how to properly release tension because they're so focused on retention. Oh, we're gonna have a 5% drop. We're all gonna die. They are being taught to only create tension, but they fail to release it. And stuff like this is a perfect example of how to do it. I feel completely de-stressed. I'm not feeling flooded with a bunch of hooks and curiosity gaps and questions that need to be answered. No, it's just water. Oh, the door. Oh, that's genius. Another leitmotif. It's the same track. Now, every time we see the door, it just makes us more interested. He didn't even mention it. First time he mentioned it, yeah, he kind of had to. He had to build some context. But this time, all he needed was the shots. And I think that's the beauty of it. Simple storytelling. What is the least amount of shots you can use to communicate something emotional to the audience?
Not gonna lie, I am starting to get a little bit worried because the genie keeps telling me that people can't come to my party.
Pretty sure he didn't invite them just for a better story. Unless he invites them last second, because then you get the benefit of nobody showing up, so that's a whole emotional arc. And then when they do show up, that's another one. So you get more contrast in the emotions. But you know what? Ryan is about to take a dump on himself because I'm about to break down some of the smartest editing I've ever seen from none other than Ryan Trahan's arch nemesis, Mr. Beast. The psychology behind it will completely change the way you edit, and you can watch that video here.